It's a new year, and of course, YouTube videos are going to be pouring in about, the old cliche, new year, new me, how to transform your life, how to get ripped, how to turn 2026 into your year. And those are all great. But the video that I want to make today is much more simple. It's just 5 things that I'm going to be implementing in my life, and I recommend that you also implement in order to see actual tangible change in your life and actually improve it in small ways, but ways that add up. And the common thread and theme amongst these 5 things is intention. It's setting an intention and doing everything with thought, right? And just by doing that for these 5 things, I really think you're going to set yourself up really well to achieve your goals and kind of naturally without really even just actively working towards them. It's just going to build that base in your life that's going to set you up for success. So before we go into these 5 things, I'm just asking you to please like the video, share it, leave a comment after you're done. Let me know if you enjoyed it, and be sure to please subscribe to this channel for more videos. I'd really appreciate it. So the number one thing that I'm going to be doing is having intention with my exercise routine. What does that mean? That means going to the gym with a plan, not just going in and winging it. It's about going in with a plan, executing that plan, and training to failure or very close to failure with intensity and intention. So that's going to require progression tracking. So that means I need to be going into the gym, writing down all my exercises, writing down my reps and my weight lifted. And every time I go to the gym to try to hit a new PR, the whole point of going to the gym is to try to get stronger, to build muscle, to run faster, etc. And if you're not progressing, you're kind of just plateauing. So one of my objectives, my number one, is to go to the gym with intention. Number 2 is to be more conscious about my diet, what I'm consuming, what I'm putting into my body. That means the foods I'm eating, the amount of calories I'm consuming, my macronutrients, and even to a degree, my micronutrients. Now that could be a lot to track, but I'm not really looking at it to necessarily track every single gram of protein or every single calorie I consume. It's more about just being conscious and kind of like having a rough estimate of, hey, did I hit my protein today? Am I roughly around the calories I need to be at to achieve my goals, whether that's a caloric deficit or a surplus or maintenance? Am I getting all my micronutrients? And that might mean needing to get blood work. For me, I have certain supplements that I take every single morning. That includes omega-3s, vitamin D3, creatine, astaxanthin, and sometimes vitamin C, so that I ensure I'm hitting all of my micronutrients and I'm operating with the most amount of energy and just starting my day right. And so when it comes to foods, I know there are certain trigger foods that I can eat that will cause me to overeat. So I've really eliminated, or very much close to eliminated, bread. Really focusing, of course, on protein, trying to get in 3 to 4 meals a day that are high in protein. And I make protein the base of every meal I consume. So whether that's cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, eggs, protein powder, meat, fish, I always have protein as a main source of my meal. And also, there are vegetarian or vegan options for protein as well that can help, boost your protein intake as well. The next thing is I'm trying to be much more intentional and giving thought with my finances. So what does that mean? Yes, of course, budgeting. Everyone should know roughly how much they're spending every month, every week even. But it's really more about buying things that only really give me true value. Not just buying things because it's part of my routine, like going to, let's say, Starbucks every day and buying an expensive latte that I don't even like. It's about purchasing the things and experiences that will bring me actual value into my life. These days I value much more memories and experiences, like a nice vacation or going to a nice cafe or restaurant, than material things. Of course, it's nice to have nice things, but I realize that very often I do have buyer's remorse. So I'll purchase something thinking, oh, this is awesome. And then the next day I'm like, why did I even get that? I never even used that. One thing in particular that I've noticed myself buying a lot less of lately and utilizing a lot less are video games. I used to consider myself a pretty hardcore gamer. And as time has gone on, I don't know, I just kind of grew out of it. I noticed that a lot of gaming these days, the gaming experience is not what it used to be. It's a lot of, microtransactions and games as a service. And it's just kind of like a money trap. And everything's getting more expensive and less, I don't know, less fun, less valuable. So that's something I've pretty much almost completely reduced. The next thing that I'm going to be spending a lot more attention on is with my appearance, my physical appearance, the way I portray myself to the world. That means hair, getting regular haircuts, styling my hair in a way that actually suits my face type or face shape. I'm try to be much more intentional with that, using the right products. In my case, I have really dry, frizzy, voluminous hair. So having like a leave-in conditioner or something to keep it like kind of flowing nicer is something I'm going to be implementing and have already started. My skin, so using stuff like, just basic stuff like face wash, moisturizing daily, using an SPF moisturizer in the morning to protect from sun damage, UV damage, using some sort of vitamin A or retinol at night sometimes to help with wrinkles, because I'm starting to get at that age now where I'm noticing wrinkles. And there's nothing wrong with wrinkles and aging naturally, but I think every guy should be implementing some sort of skincare and hair care routine, especially if you think you're starting to bald or lose your hair. I think it's really important to start with just the basic stuff like microneedling, rosemary oil. And if you're really starting to bald, maybe start looking into things like minoxidil, finasteride, or dutasteride, of course, with a doctor's supervision. But these things can really help you in the long run. If you want to keep your hair and you don't want to be spending a lot of money in the future on a hair transplant, it's a lot easier to maintain your hair than it is to kind of regrow back what you lost. So your appearance is important, contrary to what a lot of guys think. A lot of guys will say, it's gay to take care of your skin, your hair, your teeth, your oral hygiene. And I push back on that completely. I think it's a very masculine thing. If you look back at the 1940s, 1950s, guys were putting a lot of attention into their appearance. They're wearing nice clothes, nice suits, fashionable, clean shaving every morning. They had that classic side part haircut. And it's a ritual that sets up your day properly, or even ends your day properly. Getting out of the shower, applying a skincare and all that, it's a way also of kind of like making you feel like you've accomplished something. And it's just such an easy thing to do and to like help you, feel like a sense of accomplishment and like you're ready to start your day on the right foot. And so I've noticed that these small wins are what really builds confidence in a man. So just doing these small things can start you off on the right momentum to give you the positive feedback, which will kind of like motivate you to try to achieve your more ambitious goals. So really take care of your aesthetics, take care of yourself, your hygiene, your appearance, your fashion. These things matter. Definitely look into it. And speaking of confidence, the fifth thing and final on this list of things that I think will really improve your life in 2026 is how you portray yourself, your presence. Have more conscious intention behind your presence. So what does that entail? Really, it's three things. It's your posture, number one. So standing up straight, not having the whole thing where you're looking down at your phone, keeping your head straight. There's this popular thing, I think Brett Maverick popularized it, called string theory, where you want to picture as if your spine is being held up by a string. So you want to be straight with your shoulders pushed back or pulled back, and your neck, not leaning forward, but pulled right. You want to be mewing, which I know is, a lot of guys say, to do mewing because it's going to develop your jaw and all that. And yeah, maybe if you're a teenager and you haven't gone through puberty yet, but the real reason you should be mewing is because you just want to have proper tongue posture, breathing through your nose. These things are subtle ways of communicating, control, and will build your confidence. They say the body feeds back to the mind. So if you're physically standing up straight with your chest out, your shoulders back, you will portray that confidence, and you will then feel more confident in your portrayal of it. So that's why the other component is body language. That means walking with intention. You want to not just walk around like you're moping or dragging your feet. You want to be someone who walks with a sense of purpose. That means being conscious of the pace you're walking at, your posture while walking. Are your arms swinging too much? Are your hips swinging too much back and forth? Or are you very stiff when you walk? All of these things are important for you to start looking at and tell the world, are you someone who's worth paying attention to? And finally, one that I really want to take advantage of with this YouTube channel is vocal tonality. Speaking with a certain cadence where you emphasize certain words, and you control your volume. Sometimes you increase the volume to emphasize certain words to get your point across, or you speak a little bit lower to have your audience kind of pull in and try to listen a little bit closer to what you're saying. All these vocal techniques are important for your presence. And it's something that I am trying to improve as well, and trying to be more articulate, which is why when I make these YouTube videos, I don't go into them with a script. I try to gather my thoughts. I know my talking points, and then I kind of allow this free-flowing thought to come through my head, basically, and filter it, thinking what I'm going to say before I pronounce and enunciate and articulate my point. So that's something I really hope to improve, and I hope you guys will witness me improving it video after video. And yeah, I just think that those 5 things are going to be key. Setting up intention in those 5 areas are going to be key to improving your life, no matter what your goals are. And yeah, if you guys can think of any other things that you are trying to achieve or think would be a good advice for, young men trying to just find themselves and build their confidence, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video and you want to see maybe more detailed videos about exercise routines, personal finance, investing, growing your fitness, your body, your finances, your appearance, let me know, and I'd love to make those videos. All right, guys, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.